And tonight's guests are two actors who are staunch enemies on screen, but have gone on to become the best of friends in real life.
I'm an angel, you are a demon. We're hereditary enemies.
You are up to no good, obviously.
In your finger.
No, it was in your ear. Get thee behind me, foul fiend. After you.
Well, that was fun.
Well, yes, fun for you. Look at the state of this coat. Oh.
Thank you.
That was Good Omens, which I love. Ladies and gentlemen, it's David Tennant and Michael Sheen!
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
I sort of can't believe watching that you guys had never met before Good Omens. How did you hit it off so quickly?
Oh, no, we'd met.
Oh, you had met? Okay.
We'd met. We had been in a film together, although we had not acted in that film together. We did a film called Bright Young Thing, didn't we?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
And now you're firm friends. You've got a project that you've both been doing in lockdown. I mean, basically, we'll talk about it later, but the actual stage is called, and it looks a bit like what we're seeing now.
It's basically this, isn't it?
Is you two on stage.
I'm speaking to you live from the set.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Essentially. We'll get on to that
I've dug
in
out
a
a
bit.
different picture that doesn't feature in the show, so I'm pushing the boat out for you tonight.
Yeah, I do like that picture, actually. It looks like you've got a lovely, beautiful hat on, like you're going to a wedding, David.
Love it.
We're going to talk more to you during the show, but first we heard today how plans to get all children back into primary schools before the summer holidays have been dropped. OK, we're going to go back now to David and Michael. Now then, Michael.
That's it.
He had a
That's
hat. So I've got a hat now as well. This is my daughter's
Well done.
hat.
That's quite a look. Yeah, I was going to say, is it your daughter's? It looks tiny.
So
So
I would like a helmet that vibrates when David is too close to me.
we talked earlier on about this new show that you two have been doing during lockdown called Staged, which is on BBC One. And it's about two actors who are out of work, but they kind of try and rehearse a play despite being in lockdown with the hope of taking the play to the theatre eventually. So how did the idea come about then, Michael? Whose brainwave is this?
David had enough dirt on me that he could blackmail me into being in this with it. It was his idea.
He's pointing the other way.
I got approached by a producer called Finn Glynn and a writer, director and performer now called Simon Evans, who had this idea. And they produced this document that had me and Michael both on it. And they knew how to get to me, but they didn't know how to get to him. So they came to me to get to him.
Well, you guys have got you got a wonderful thing going on. We've got a clip here. This is the moment where you guys are talking about the perils, and they are perils, of homeschooling.
I mean, I'd jack it in. Teach them a craft instead. Get them up a chimney. Pickpocketing.
Like an Oliver Twist.
You could send them out across London and back they'd come, their little withered arms are full of plunder.
I bring home some neckerchiefs and wristwatches.
I sold my legs, Father. Can I have a little morsel?
It's not a bad idea.
Just planting seeds.
It is in stark contravention of social distancing laws.
Oh, well, I assumed if you were okay with your kids robbing total strangers, you'd be fine with them ignoring the 2-metre rule.
I think ethically it's a grey area, I'd say. You'd be a good Fagin.
You'd be a good Nancy.
Thank you.
See, I cannot wait to watch this. But the thing that's interesting, right, is you guys are playing yourselves, but it's scripted. And Michael, the last time you and I were talking about your now legendary performance as Chris Tarrant in the ITV show The Quiz, where it's kind of obvious what parts of Chris Tarrant you exaggerate. So how do you choose what parts of your own character you're going to exaggerate?
Yeah, it's very difficult. We were talking about this the other day. You sort of have to have someone else tell you what you're like.
Yeah.
So it was quite useful that Simon in a way, Simon didn't know me before we started working on it. And so he just had to kind of come up with some ideas of like what my character might be like, which was great because I wouldn't know how to play me, really, unless someone else told me what to do.
And David, when you look back at the work that you've done then on this, are you surprised at how you come across at all?
Well, it's quite odd. We've been doing a few interviews about this, and the other day, one journalist was saying to us, "Well, Michael, obviously you're this rather larger-than-life version, this rather sort of almost monstrous character. And David, you're just playing yourself. I mean, I really hope I'm not, because I'm a shambling, pathetic husk of a man in this, which I hope is at least a little removed from my real self.
But would you guys tell each other? I find this fascinating. Would you guys tell each other if you think the other one's not really being their true self or not playing the best version of themselves?
I think we sort of, well, so the way it worked is the scripts are written, but then there are certain moments in it which we just sort of riff around and improvise around. And in those moments, I think we reveal our true selves.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, David just screamed at me, "You're a cut-price Mike Yarwood." And I just laughed so much that it was unusable. We couldn't use that, is it? So I think he reveals his true self in our improvised bits.
Yes.
And, loads of people have been struggling with working at home. Doesn't matter what type of job you're doing, and homeschooling and all the rest of it. But for you guys, both of you had the family take part. It wasn't just you two. So how did it work? Trying to set the cameras up, trying to control the kids, trying to do some homeschooling on the side. I mean, this is something everybody can feel, isn't it? And understand.
Yes. Well, I do. Michael is always on that shot you can see right now. That's Michael through the whole show.
That's all it is.
Whereas I'm rarely in the same place twice because we've got 5 kids. So with me, it would always just be expediency. Where in the house could I hide at the point of filming that scene each day? So that might look like some kind of meta commentary on my character trying to keep moving or something. It's just because I was hiding from the kids.
And guys, I've got to ask you about something that's been knocking about in the news this week. In fact, I'll ask you, Michael, because I know, Michael, you're a great champion of local and community theatre. And Sam Mendes, the great director, talked this week about how some of the streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon that have got a lot richer recently with us all staying at home, how they should contribute some of their enormous wealth to try and support community theatre. What do you think about that idea?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's all the same community. The actors, certainly in this country especially, we do theatre, we do film, we do television. It's the same pool of people. So we have to pull together as one community and help each other because, I don't think help is coming from anywhere else, to be honest.
Quite right, quite right.
Well, thanks for now. We will catch up very shortly again.
Well, we're going to be playing a little game. Thank you, guys.
Now then, Michael and
Hello.
David, there you are. Now, we've learned that you two are very good friends, but we wanted to know how well you know each other's careers. So you've dug out a couple of items from film sets and television sets that you've worked on. And we're going to see, with the help of some clues, whether the other can identify which project it's from.
Is that clear? You guys get it?
Yeah.
And you've not been cheating,
Yes,
have you?
yes, lovely.
You've not actually texted each other about this in advance. You've not.
No.
Yeah? No.
No. Do we believe it?
Look a little bit guilty there, Michael.
All right,
OK,
then.
Michael, go on. You're up first. What have you got?
OK. Right. So this is, as you'll see, an hourglass sand timer. Oh. And it is, I got this in a very interesting gift shop. And as another clue to what, and we've both done this.
I
Must be
know.
Hamlet.
Alas, poor Yorick. Oops, sorry.
It is. I got this from
I'm meant to
Elsinore
give it away.
Castle gift shop.
Sorry.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Yes, Hamlet. So we both played Hamlet.
Yeah.
I mean, one of us more successfully than the other.
Very good, David. You got it right. An easy one to start with there. All right, David, let's see your first item.
Right. This is in a fancy little box. This is... I don't know. This is quite obscure. I don't know that you're going to get this. But there is a brief reference to it in Staged. So...
Which Michael was definitely around for, so you ought to know about
You
it.
were definitely around for the...
Yes.
You're in that. Yeah. I don't think you've been in any version of this.
Richard II.
Oh, wow.
He's got it. Very good.
Do you think maybe they have been texting each other in
I don't
advance?
think
Good
so.
story with this, because this was Marissa Richardson, who was Ian Richardson's widow. He played Richard II in Stratford at the Royal Shakespeare Company in 1974. And because there was another Scotsman playing Richard II, she got in touch and gave me this ring and asked me to wear it in that production.
Lovely.
So
Lovely.
the next time a Scottish person plays Richard II, this will be
Gorgeous.
yours.
All right, Michael, let's have one more. Let's have one more at least.
Okay. This is a beautiful book. It's called Folk Tales of All Nations by F.H. Lee. And it's beautifully bound. Where do you think this is from, David?
I reckon you nicked that off the set of Good Omens.
I did. It's from Aziraphale's bookshop. It's from Aziraphale's, which got burnt down at the end of the story. And so we were asked, do you want to keep some of the books? So I got a bunch of books from Aziraphale's bookshop.
Legally obtained. Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah,
it's great
thanks.
to chat to you. We're very excited about Stage. Great to speak to you guys.